Hey guys, welcome back to Heiko Shaves. We have another shave up on us and it's pretty cool. So you guys heard about my little injury that I inflicted up on myself with a twig, and it wasn't the twig's fault. It is the failure of Heiko to understand how to properly use the twig. Let's say it that way. And I learned my lesson. I will turn on the lights in the bathroom in the morning to properly see what I'm doing. Today we are going to a standard double-edged safety razor, so not something similar to the twig, but a pretty fancy one. I bought myself another Yaqi razor. So Yaqi makes brushes and razors, mostly sold on the Asian market, Aliexpress. I don't know where else they sell them. I bet you can get them on Amazon. I never really checked. But so they have quite a broad spectrum of products. Even parts, you can buy handles individually. You can buy razor heads individually. But they also have come out with adjustable razors. We have already used this one here, the Yaqi Final Cut, which is, built to a price point. It's cast materials, it's chrome plated, but it is fully adjustable. And as you saw in the video that I made about this, I will put it somewhere up here, that you can actually shave with this thing. So absolutely no problem. And they didn't stop there. They initially came out with a version of this one made out of brass, solid brass, machined, CNC machined. I don't have one of those, but the one that I now got here in this large box. And by the way, the box looks pretty fancy on the outside, but then that's where it ends. Inside is just a piece of foam, fuzzy foam, and a little strap that holds the razor in. And that's pretty much it. There are no blades in there. There's no manual in here. There's nothing to look at other than the razor. So let's put the box out of the way. What I do like is that they apparently always do some sort of quality assurance. Someone signs it off and it says RAASS2348. So someone actually signs off the package. That's pretty cool. So then the razor itself, here in my hand, I think they have 3 different handle versions. One with a regular knurling, one with these lines, and then another one that has like a scaly looking design on it. I ordered the one that has the normal knurling on it, but I got this one. Apparently you don't really get to choose. No big deal. As long as it doesn't fall out of my hand while I'm shaving, I'm fine with this. What I also noticed, same as on pulling this all apart here. So what I noticed is that the handle, just like on the Final Cut here, oh no, I'm messing it up. You gotta undo the head first before you start messing with the handle. So the handle is not glued on, so it will come loose if you yank on it. And the same story is here on, so let's take the head loose so that this handle falls down, or the knob falls down. So the handle is loose all the way. And that was the first thing that I noticed. I grabbed it out of the box and I already unscrewed the handle. But you can put a drop of Loctite in there to tighten it down, or you just, snug it up. It shouldn't be a problem because the handle here in this case has absolutely no bearing on the adjuster up there. So other than that, it's just a typical 2-piece, take it loose, head comes out. This is all CNC machined. You can actually see the machine surfaces. I would say the rest here was polished or chrome plated. No. Anyways, this is, what is it even? The Ultimate. It's the Yaqi Ultimate. It's kind of funny that they make fancy bucks, but it doesn't have the name of the razor, the name of the model on it. I could, of course, look this up, but that would take me about 30 seconds. And who has this kind of time, right? So this is the Yaqi Ultima or the Ultimate. I'm not 100% sure. You guys will let me know down in the comments. So we're going to shave with this. Like I said, it's an adjustable, goes from 1 to 6, just like the, oh, where did it go? Just like the final cut here. The final cut. So same concept, same deal. The parts do look different. I just want to point that out here real quick. Focus on the gap between the head and the bottom part. There are a few different angles on there. So I don't know if it's going to feel exactly the same or if it's going to be completely different. It's a different product, it's different material, and here is probably the most obvious difference. If you hold the two heads next to each other, you can see there one is completely rounded and the other one is fully machined. So that's a major difference. And then of course, you know, the surfaces here on the chromed zinc plated one is pretty rough. The machined one is of course much nicer. But overall concept is the same. We're gonna slap a Wilkinson sword in there, my standard blade, and we're gonna do the standard load out here today. Let's put some Praso pre-shave on. To let that do its thing. As I explained already a few times, I like to, especially for the sake of comparison, stick with the same soap, the same pre-shave, the same, you know, everything, so that I really can tell the difference between one and the other razor. But I also like to do comparison shaves, so this razor will most likely find itself in a comparison against something else one of these days. So here, let me grab my homebrew Frank shaves or Frank shaving brush. I'm just going to throw that in the water here real quick, and then we're going to put the blade in. Soap is already sitting here, so let's throw Wilkinson sword in there without cutting my fingers open. Again, this is a complete flat top. All the locating pins are all in the head, so you can just get the blade wet. That gives it enough stiction, so to speak. And then we're just going to wiggle it all in place. Push the top down a little bit, lift the knob or the handle up the knob down there and twist it. And now I want to take a quick peek at how all the angles look. So let's open it up to 6, just to see if the bottom here, yeah, it has wobble to it, just like any other, but the gap between the blade and the guard here seems to be straight, and that is, I would say, the most important. So now we're going to go back to number 1 here, because that's where we're going to start. Blade exposure. Yeah, there's going to be some blade feel there, I think. All right, so Badger brush, get some soaking. Here we go. We're going to go right into my Praso green soap container here. This is perfect fit. This is a Praso shave bowl with an actual Praso soap inside. And this has really become my go-to daily in the morning, 6 a.m. I just grab a brush. Usually the synthetic brushes, because you don't have to pre-soak them. Dip in water, get some soap, scrub on, one pass, and then I run out of the house. That's what I do. And that's how that twig accident happened, because I was just not paying attention. So anyways, get lots of soap. I'm already looking forward to feeling a badger back on my face, with a little bit more prickly bristles, and it picks up soap so much easier because the bristles are just much stiffer. All right, let's get the face pre-soaking. Fresh towel already waiting for me here. All right, and now we're gonna lather up. Look at that. It just jumps into action without problem. Oh, right into the nose. And we need to get some more water. I just gotta be a little careful there with my scar, my battle scar. So we don't rub it too hard and make it bleed again. It's been only 3 days, so usually what, a wound takes like 6 to 10 days to heal up. For a healthy young adult, which I am no longer, you know, at 40, almost 48, not so young no more. But young enough, I guess. Young enough. You're not gonna get rid of me that easily. Let's hope. All right. That, and you know, down here at the bottom, I usually get that pretty clean. All right, soap off the fingers. And now let's see how, all right, we're at number 1. So it's fully adjustable while it's tightened down. You don't have to loosen up anything, so you can turn it. And we're tightened down. Oh, by the way, there's no blade overhang, so you can grab it and turn down here. You're not going to cut yourself. They didn't follow the example of the Flexi with this light curvature at the end, or the Rex Ambassador. They rather have the pointy corners again, which I personally am not a big fan of. So let's see here. Here's the wound. Let's not shave over that. Now let's start on this side then. Very good. Yeah, feel blade. It's not a slouch. So back in the days, you know, first adjustables and whatnot, apparently one big issue was always that you get an adjustable and either it is so mild that in the lower settings that it doesn't do anything, or it's so aggressive that in the mildest setting it's just not mild. On this one here, it isn't the mildest. You have quite some blade feel. So here, let me explain real quick what I'm talking about. If we would have a straight edge here, let's look at it from here. You look at it, you put a straight edge from the top cap to the guard. And here in this case, the straight edge, like that, touches the blade. On a really mild razor, the straight edge wouldn't be touching the blade and the blade would be more recessed. So when I run over this edge here with my finger, you can definitely feel the blade exposure. So the straight edge here, the plastic, actually touches the blade. So if I would run this plastic now against the blade, I actually catch on the blade. So that makes it a little bit more aggressive, I would say, than some of the other milder razors like the 34C here, which is like one of my go-tos if I just want a risk-free So it's definitely not the super beginner friendly razor, but I think any of you guys, since you are watching a video like this, you are interested in shaving, I think with a little bit technique and care, very little pressure, find the right angle, any one of you guys can shave with this at setting 1. And my mission is not to find the most aggressive razor and, you know, brag on, oh, I managed to shave with the Ultima. I think it's called Ultima, Yaqi Ultima at setting 6, which I will not. My mission is to figure out if this is usable for a daily shave with no risk of major injury or irritation. And so far, I can say, oh yeah, it has enough blade feel to put a little respect in the back of my mind. And I don't want to accidentally cut off my Adam's apple again. So let's do a quick little inspection here. So very good here, very good here. Next section we were cutting with a grain, so there's definitely, or with a growth, there's definitely something left. But up here it did a really good job already taking the stubbles down. So we're just going to wash some of this off, but I like to leave the slickness in place. And we're going to lather up again for the second pass. And yeah, this thing is efficient enough, or let's say aggressive enough, that I definitely want to pay attention to my little wound there. Don't want to cut it right back open. Don't be hesitant to re-lather even halfway through a pass if maybe the lather dries up too quickly or you didn't have it hydrated enough. I do that occasionally. We can also pick up more soap. I feel like I want to pick up more soap since we have it sitting here, to get a little bit more protection from the lather here. All right. Geo Fatboy always says clear the runways. Heiko does clear the battle scars. So we don't want to cut that. All right. Cleaned up. We're still at setting 1. A lot of the razors I've noticed that are following kind of this design language with the pass through down here for the shaving foam or the lather. They are, when you're down on setting 1, or maybe if it's not an adjustable but it looks similar to this, you don't have much room for the lather to go, and then they kind of tend to clog up a little bit. You know, there's still stuff stuck in there, and I can't, even with vigorous shaking in my water. Oh, got it out. Okay. All right, let's start over here again. Oh no, we're doing across the grain. You guys have to keep me on track here. Yeah, this is going to be a 2-pass. I can already tell. The reason for it is I still have, oh, we already have a little nick. I still have to go to work today, and I don't want to run around with a burning face. So yeah, there is enough aggression there for me to take it easy here today. Some of you are going to point out that maybe I should try the razor with a different blade, and that's true. If you use a aggressive razor, with a rather aggressive blade, you kind of make it worse. So it's always a good idea if you're not like trying out a new razor every week like I do. Weird hobby, huh? But you could just experiment with this razor for like a week or 2 and just try a new blade every time until you find a combo that you really like the best. Maybe it's a mild blade, like a not so sharp blade with an aggressive razor, and that kind of combo makes it, you know, more comfortable, more friendly to your skin. Yeah, this is pretty efficient, I gotta tell you, 2 pass, just one with a grain and one across the grain. And we are, besides the sections here that always cause problems for me, here, right where, you know, the fold is here, we're gonna do a clean up pass and see what my neck area is gonna say. So it's gonna be a 2.5 pass, but my upper part here, my face, is smooth as can be. Alrighty guys, wish me luck. Yeah. Whew. Nervous. Yeah, it's not, by far not as comfortable to do as, for example, the 34C Edwin Jagger DE89, the Müller R89, the, oh, what did we just try out? Oh, yeah, there is definitely some irritation going on now on my neck, but that's my own fault. I could have just not done it, but all for the name of science. Oh, you know what? Before we do that, before I completely dry off, let's do the alum block. I mean, you can see there is some light nicks going on, and light pressure, perfect angle, just, you know, how my skin is constructed, I guess. I get that if I use too aggressive of a razor against the grain. Now I will suffer the consequences, but it's all for you guys. So this, and at setting 1, is not mild. This is medium to aggressive, I would say. You can disagree with me, but I know from, you know, just doing this little straight edge trick here, the blade is extending past the surfaces. So it's sticking out, it's digging into your skin to really get a close shave, and you get a close shave. And if you have skin that can tolerate that without being like this, perfect. You know, everyone should choose the razor that they like, of course. But in the mission of finding the mild daily drivable that doesn't give you any kind of irritation 6 o'clock in the morning before you head to work, this one isn't it. It is a razor that we can shave with as an experiment, maybe do a gentle along or with the grain, but against the grain, at least on Heiko's neck. Let's close the little nicks with some alum. Oh yeah, there's plenty irritation going on here. Oh yeah. So yeah, not so happy, the skin. But I read that everywhere, I hear that everywhere, that you know, you either end up with a adjustable that's in the lower settings is barely usable, it barely shaves, and then you have to crank it up, or you have an adjustable that just you know, starts out a little too sharp, a little too aggressive, a little too efficient for, you know, Joe Schmo. Sorry, Joe, didn't want to offend you. So yeah, too aggressive, too aggressive for Heiko. This is not going to find its way into my daily routine. Also, even for like 6 o'clock in the morning, the one pass again with the grain, I would be afraid that I would just, out of negligence or not being careful enough, just give me nicks and cuts. So, yeah, you know, I know there are plenty other guys out there that can handle that, and they shave with every adjustable razor at the highest setting. But unfortunately, that is not Heiko. Good thing I grabbed a red towel. Yeah, no, so that's my finding. Smooth shave, yay. But it is an efficient, rather aggressive razor that does not agree with my skin. And if you're similarly set up like my skin here, your skin behaves similarly, you have your problem zones, you tend to get razor burn or irritation, this razor is most likely not for you. Let me find some aftershave here. My Paraso green. Yeah, after alum, usually the alcohol-based aftershave isn't a problem anymore because the little nicks and cuts and pores have already been closed up mostly. Yeah, so that's that. I will let this soak in, clean up a little bit of stuff, and I will be back to put some aftershave balm on, and we're gonna close out this video. All right, my mess is cleaned up. Let's grab some Balsamo Dopobarbar Refrescante by Paraso, also the green one. Love it, love it, love it. The whole green product line of Paraso is just, hey Paraso, if you ever want to send me like a little banner of Paraso, I would totally put that in my bathroom. I'm a fan. If you guys ever decide to make a bar soap, let me know. Oh, by the way, bar soap, PAA, Phoenix Accoutrement, no, Artisan Accoutrements, that's what it is. They do make a bar soap of Awesome Sauce, which is fairly similar to Paraso Green. So if you also like the mentholated, mild, not so in your face smell, it's fairly similar, but not quite, you know, not quite there. So if I could find a bar soap that exactly smells like Paraso Green or Paraso Italy, just make a bar soap out of your shave soap, please. That would be great. I love it. So let's get to the conclusion. My conclusion is that this is a fairly affordable stainless steel, all stainless steel razor, which I believe is partially chrome plated. I am not sure if they actually list those details on, maybe it is partially polished. You know what? Guys, I am not 100% on this now. Chrome plated or polished? That is the question. If someone of you guys know, please let me know down below. It's $140-ish Aliexpress. So it's not super inexpensive, but for a fully CNC machined stainless steel razor, this is rather inexpensive. Comparing it to the likes of Rex Ambassador, the Denali razor that's only available in Italy somewhere. I think even the Russian-made Homelink Tiger is more expensive. Do they even make a stainless steel version? I'm not 100% sure on that. And then, you know, some of those artisan, custom, fancy stainless steel titanium mix razors for $900. I mean, you know, that's not for me, but $140 I think I can justify. I just wish that out of the gate it would start out a little bit milder. Just like I felt with the Rex Ambassador. Start a little lower, start a little milder. That would have been my wish. And, you know, to geometrically make that happen, it wouldn't be too hard. You know, you bring out the guard a little bit, or you make the top a little bit more bulbous and hide a little bit more of that blade. But unfortunately, it's not going to be one of my dailies. Here, let's weigh it. I know I usually do that beforehand to let you guys know. Let's do it at the end. It has a blade loaded in it, and it's 101 grams. 101. I don't remember exactly how much the Rex was, but this is a rather skinny little handle. If, let's say, look at the flexi here, much thicker, much more bulbous. Even the head is a little chunkier in its appearance. And I think, if memory serves correctly, the flexi on setting 1 that I would shave at is milder than this one here, the Ultima. So yeah, you guys draw your own conclusions. Overall, I really like the design. I like how it feels in the hand. It has a relatively hefty, heavy head, which I like. It has a drainage opening here at the bottom, even though I don't think it really... is there a hole in there? Let's take the top out and the blade out. For science, let's just check it out. Yep, there's a hole. You can look right through it there. So it actually has a drain opening at the bottom, and it looks like everything here is stainless steel. And now that I think about it, partially chrome plated, I think this is partially polished. Not sure, guys. Nope. Not sure. Looks too slick. It looks too chrome-like. Anyways, I like it, but not for this mission, not for this purpose of daily shaving without irritation, which I now have plenty of. So I'm not going to be shaving for the next 2 days, is what I'm saying. Alrighty, guys, that's all I got on the Yaqi Ultima. I'm not going to be cleaning it up, and then it probably goes back in the box until I may dare at a later point in my life, maybe with more experience. You know, I shave a lot now these days. And, oh, I just noticed it actually has a serial number on it. So it's white, it's tiny. It's right there on the side. I did not notice it before, but it's Y23251. So I'm assuming they have some sort of serial number run so they can identify each individual razor, which is nice. This speaks of kind of a little bit of effort, you know, serial numbering your parts so they can identify which run this was made at, what year that was made at, and all that stuff. I don't know if we can ever find out what that actually means. Maybe it's 2023 and it was the 251st razor that they made this year. Who knows? But overall, nice design, hefty weight, good quality, good looking overall. And, you know, for the guys that like to take their razors completely apart and disassemble and clean, you know, if you don't put any Loctite on there. Oh, I just noticed that actually the thread down here has a little bit of some silicone grease on it. You know, that's pretty good. That speaks of quality control. That speaks of quality assembling it. Alrighty, guys, now I'm just rambling. I appreciate your comments, your subscription, and all your feedback that you're always giving me. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.